Oh, wanna change your life? Come see me, yo. I'ma teach you how to build up wealth for your family, not just for yourself. I'm a bestseller, a house flipper, a businesswoman, a go-getter, a big investor, a gold builder that could teach you to get richer like millions, baby. You really about to fill your savings. You about to have multiple streams to pass to your children, baby. Let me teach you to get your credit on track in the long run. You'll make it all back at Catalyst and watch it all psychology black-owned firm, but we ain't all black.
God, y'all, listen, it's your girl Constance Carter, and it's the Grow Your Money Club, y'all. Today has been a day. Come on in. I don't see nobody coming in yet, but come on in, our friends. We want to talk. We want to talk to you. I know it's a little bit later than we normally used to being on here, but come on in, friends. Hey, y'all. Hey, what's up, everybody? I know. It's a little bit later than we're used to normally going, and so had a whole lot of work going on, and wasn't sure that we was gonna come on because having real life work. But I want to come on and talk to you guys anyway. I love talking to you guys. I love for you guys to talk back to me and talk black to me. And I've gotten some DMs. I got some text messages. Y'all's like, hey, what's going on, Constance? Where you at? So my apologies for my tardiness. I want to come over here and talk and rap with y'all real quick. So I got a few of my friends that are getting ready to hop on with me, and we're going to talk about all the current events. Remember, this is Wednesday, and your girl April's here. We got another special guest, Jahari, here. Miss Black Hollywood is going to be back. She ain't going to be with us today. But you always know every time we come live, I love for you to check in and tell us where you're watching from, because we know we have people that watch from all over the world. Also, if you are a Black-owned business, put your Black-owned business in the chat so that we can shout you out, because we realize that we need each other to survive. What's up, Kim from Montgomery, Alabama? What's crack-a-lacking? And where else you guys watching from? But we want to put your Black-owned business in the chat. It's Wednesday. A lot going on. What's up, Karen B1 from the Bronx? There's so much going on in the news. What's up, CJ Hardy? And so we just kind of want to discuss what's going on in the news. So for y'all, what have you been seeing that's happening? Oh, good morning. Okay. Happy birthday, dear. Happy birthday. And listen, Gail, I appreciate you being on here every single day. I know that's you, Gail, because we chat on the DMs, right? What's up, Najai? Good morning from Atlanta. We love for you to chat back with us. What's up, lovely JR? Thank you for your patience, y'all. Thank you for your patience. So I want to bring my good girlfriends up here. What's up, 5-star mommy from upstate New York? I want to bring my good girlfriends up here so we can just kind of talk about what's happening with current events. So let's first hold up. Let me bring up my girl Jahari. What's happening, Jahari?
Hello. Good morning. How is everybody?
We love to see you. We love to see it. So now, I have to always have an intro when we bring April on, right? Because April is just like, she's all the things. And I love you too, but you ain't got no intro. But let's go ahead and bring April on with her little intro. A-P-R-I-L-S-A-M-P-E. Y'all say. One more time. A-P-R-I-L-S-A-M-P-E. Y'all say. Yes, what's up, April? Hey, girl, hey.
Hey, how you doing? Awesome. I'm over here learning how to get my business funded.
You know what? I think I have that same book.
What?
Have you been working on how to get your business funded?
What? Girl, yes. Honestly.
Look, all the people who are watching, and if you are trying to get your business funded, go ahead and put. Oh yes, honey. Hold on, I have her too. Look at God. Look, if you're a Constance Carter fan, I want you to put a black fist in the chat. Put a black fist in the chat.
Why a black fist?
Because you are B1 all the way. Also, all the way. And also, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to grow your business and grow your money and not blow your money, put a black heart in the chat. Go ahead, put a black heart in the chat. Anyway, I hope y'all are magically delicious. Jahari, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Honey, as magical can be. I'm just looking. I'm looking for the magic.
Somebody in the comments said there was tariffs. Is tariffs coming today?
Yes.
Today's
Yes,
Tariff Day.
today is Tariff Day. Somebody wanted to call it Tariff Tuesday, and I'm like, no, it is Wednesday.
Tariff Wednesday. So, listen, somebody just texted me and they said that now that there's tariffs, now that we're going to get ready to see some tariffs, perhaps they're going to bring manufacturing back to America. And so if that's the case, should we invest in Detroit? Is it now time to invest in Detroit because there may be possible manufacturing maybe coming back to Detroit? What do you think about that?
You know what? I want to invest in jobs. And so if that's the case, yes, I would 100% say Detroit, because remember when we were in Detroit and how amazing it looked when initially we thought it was going to look a little trashy?
Yeah.
Just to see what they have already done, if they're going to actually bring back Detroit in a way where they're going to be building cars, there are a lot of people out there that are going to need jobs, and that's a great way to invest not only in your country but in your people.
What about in real estate though? Get them tax deeds, y'all.
So I'm checking my Robinhood because I just, took your class and started investing, and I already have stock in Ford. Is that in Detroit?
It may be coming back to Detroit. I mean, because auto industry,
and
it's up today. Everything else is down.
Well, that's probably why it's up because of the fact that purchasing American made is you're not going to have the tariffs on it. So,
my stock is way down.
Yeah, stock is bad. Only thing up really is Ford. It's been bad. It's low. I was up early this morning and stock was down.
Well, let me ask you guys a question, because before we get into the juice, I mean, this is juice too. What's up, Sophia? Did you all see that Elon Musk is stepping down from Doge? Why would I? Did you see that?
Actually, I didn't see it, but I'm okay with it. What is it? I approve that message.
Yeah. What do you think?
I'm tired of him. I'm
tired of
hearing about him.
Remember when he was on Fox and he was saying that he's doing this for the love of his country, because why would he risk his company to do why would he risk his company to work for the government, because he's actually losing out? But I think what happened was he didn't fucked around and found out, like a lot of these people have, right? So what had happened was he thought he was going to go up there because he's already gotten billions of dollars in government contracts. So how much? Billions of dollars in government contracts. So he's already got he's made his money. However, I don't know if you guys know, but X is failing. So he ended up buying X, which is formerly Twitter, with another one of his company shares. X was already losing money. He's doing he's kind of dumping some things. So he has to, because people around the world are pissed off. Here's what he said on Fox.
For the people who look at you and your business sense about SpaceX or Starlink, can you tell them specifically there's not a conflict of interest in how you're doing it, what you're doing, and the contracts that you're getting with the government?
Everything I do is under extreme scrutiny.
Every day?
Yeah. So there's not an action I can take that doesn't get scrutiny 6 ways to Sunday. Every action that the Doge team does is public. We put it on the website. It's the most amount of transparency there's been about any government thing ever. It would be, even if I wanted to, I couldn't get away with it. In fact, it's actually disadvantageous for me to be in the government, not advantageous.
Yeah.
If I wasn't in the government, I could lobby, and I could push for things that are advantageous to my companies. My companies are suffering because I'm in the government. You just pointed that out a moment ago.
Right.
Do you think it helps sales if dealerships are being firebombed? Of course not. And Tesla customers are being intimidated all over the country and all over Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Does that help Tesla? I mean, you had Tim Waltz, who's a huge jerk, running around on stage.
So, do you think he knew when he signed up to do Doge that he was because the way he cheered when they won that election.
Yes! This is what victory feels like. Yeah! Thank you.
I'm sorry. Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was doing all the things he was saying he wasn't doing still, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think he was lobbying, trying to benefit his companies. I still think that's the play. I don't trust him, government at all in these situations and circumstances.
Mm-hmm. He fucked around and found out. So he thought he was going to get up here and make more money. He thought he was going to be able to eliminate all these jobs and the people weren't going to say anything. And he lobbied in Wisconsin to get a conservative judge on the Supreme Court. And guess what? He also, what'd he do? Fucked around and found out because they actually voted the liberal judge in and she won by a landslide. So he came over there offering people money to say her name, y'all. He offered these people money to say her name so that they can get her name out there so that she could win, so that he could stack they could continue to stack the Supreme Court. But guess what happened, y'all? What happened? He fucked around and found out.
Found all the way out.
How does A+ Memphis said, how does victory feel now?
I think they've been picketing or talking about picketing, walking off at Tesla employees too. I heard. I know a former employee of Tesla who said he heard something like that. Yeah, I haven't read anything, but maybe it's coming. I don't know. I don't tweet either. I don't either. Can't. Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you this. What did you guys do for the month? Because now we're in April. Yesterday, April Fools. Did you guys do any April Fools jokes?
Well, first of all, I walked around and told everybody Happy New Year. So April Fools, no. But Happy New Year, abso-freaking-lutely.
What does that mean?
Yesterday was the New Year. For everybody who knows about April 1st being the New Year, I need y'all to put a heart in the chat. But it's a wonderful day. Yesterday, I woke up in the morning feeling fresh to death. I was so blessed.
Yes.
100%. I didn't have not one time that I was not smiling yesterday.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. So what you guys do for the month of March though? Because I had a really busy month, man. I didn't realize till I did a recap of all the shit that I did for the month of March. Like I was out here in these streets, and like yesterday, I was from sun up to sundown. Literally, I was working nonstop. By the time I had to teach the B1 real estate mastery last night, and by the time I got to class, my brain was so fried, I couldn't even really concentrate and focus in the way that I really wanted to be effective. But can I share with you what my March looked like? Because I actually put a little something together. Y'all want to see all the shit I did in March?
Sure.
All right. Woo! March was a whole movement inside the Grow Your Money community. Let me tell you what went down, because if you missed it, you missed a lot. Now, we hosted 2 Bring Your Idea to Life boot camps, a 1-day and a 2-day. People launched businesses, they got clear on their offer, and they started monetizing their gifts on the spot, y'all. Then we also dropped the Think It, Build It, Monetize It training. It's now available inside the Grow Your Money Club. You get the blueprint to build your bag from scratch. Go to growyourmoney.club. Then we had over 300 attendees for the Robinhood for Beginners Masterclass. Y'all learn how to invest in stock without needing thousands of dollars. That replay, yep, it's also in the Grow Your Money Club. And the Grow Your Money podcast, we've been breaking down what's been happening in the world and what you can do to stay ahead of it, because you deserve not just to survive, but to thrive in this economy. The country, like who?
Death Row Records.
Suge Knight. Right, Suge Knight, Death Row Records. And for Women's History Month, we spotlighted legends like Kathy Hughes, Magdalena Walker, and Stagecoach Mary. These are Black women who moved mountains and made money moves. And listen, y'all, our Net 7 collective ladies, they showed out.
4 sisters from the DMV spoke at Unbreakable Day at Fort Washington Baptist Church. We signed books, we poured into lives, and we inspired a whole room full of believers. And if you're ready to build that kind of legacy, if you are a Black woman or you know a Black woman who wants to grow her net worth by 7 figures, she wants to invest in real estate, she wants to build her business, and she wants to walk boldly in her purpose, have a holla at me. Go to ConstanceCarter.com/net7collective just to check us out. And then she could book a session. Go to bookwithconstance.com and we could talk directly. Now, let's talk about what's up and coming. The Monetize Your Voice is officially launching. This is a 6-week transformational cohort where you'll learn how to craft your signature story, deliver your message with impact, build a business around your voice, and get paid to speak, teach, and transform lives. And best of all, you'll grow alongside a powerful community of leaders, entrepreneurs, and visionaries. So whether you're brand new or you're ready to scale, this is your moment. To sign up, go to moneticemymessage.biz. And yo, we are outside this summer. Save the date, June 5th. We're bringing back the Get Financially Lit Mixer in Washington, D.C. It's going down on a Thursday. The location is going to be dropping soon. Real vibes, real connections, real wealth conversations. You do not want to miss this. So listen, whether you're launching your business, growing your wealth, or finding your voice, the Grow Your Money Club is where you get the tools, the training, and the tribe. So go to growyourmoney.club. We're not just talking about wealth, we're building it. We are woke, wealthy, outstanding, knowledgeable, and empowered. And we don't wait, we work. So let's go.
Okay, so when do you sit down?
I don't know. It's go time.
It's go time for real.
Huh?
I said it's go time for real, huh?
You know, I was on a 2-year hiatus. Not that I wasn't working, but you know, I sat down for a minute. You know, I went through a very tough divorce, and I sat down for a minute, and I got a chance to like woosah from everything. Just nobody works harder than Constance Carter. And so, if you know, this year is like, okay, I want to get back to go. And you know, I'm enjoying it. I get to spend more time with my kids. I get to take my son to school. The other day, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Can I be honest with y'all?
No.
So I didn't go live last Monday, right? I didn't go live last Monday. It's because that ninja pissed me the hell off, and I couldn't take it. So Camille, my youngest son, because he'd be late every day, right? He's late every day, late. And so I go up in his room. Now, when he's late, he puts me behind because I got to get prepared to talk to the people. So I go up in his room. He's supposed to be at school at 7:45. So he's just getting later. It's about 8:15. He in his room, like scrolling, eating a bagel, laughing. And I lost it. I made that Negro take an Uber to school. And I told him I will never take him to school late another day, because I had been taking him to school late every day. I told him I'd never take him to school late ever again. And I made him take an Uber. He didn't have no money, so he called my mom, and it was 4:00 in the morning over there with her. But he had to call my mom for money for Uber. And I said, next time, I'm never. So you want to be late again, your ass gonna get an Uber. And guess what? My mom and grandpa are not giving you money, because I've already instructed my parents not to give him no money. Ooh. But yeah. But the cool thing is, back to that, I get to spend more time with my children. But you don't be like that sometimes. I know, April, you ain't got no kids. Yeah. And I think you're blessed. Did your kids ever like drive you crazy like this?
My nephews drive me crazy, and I love every ounce of it. But I also love the fact that they don't stay here.
Oh. Yeah, parenting is
it's ghetto.
the toughest job. I have a 15-year-old daughter. I have a 25-year-old son, but the daughter is late today for school, so I can relate. I definitely understand.
No, I tell you what though, this Negro is gonna be out my house next September. And I'm gonna be watching.
It doesn't really work that way. I know we say those things, but it does not work that way.
And he's going to college. Like,
but watch him end up going to school like right down the street and saying, "I don't want to live in the dorm."
He's not gonna do that. Why? He's not. No. He's not, because I don't play that. No, they all go away. They can't be here. So he's not even. I love Howard University, but he's not gonna go to Howard University if he has access to come over here to my house. No, he's not going to Howard. He's gonna have to go. He could go to Hampton with his other brother. But I'm gonna be walking around this bad boy naked and all of that.
Don't be like, what's that little boy whose mom?
Video.
That's gonna be Constance talking about who is that dude naked behind you?
What was it? Tavion?
Tavion.
Turn your camera off.
Who's that naked lady? Turn your camera off, Tavion. Lord, that's Camille. By the way, I want to put a few things out there real quick. I need to give a shout out. I don't know if she's still here, but Gail, happy birthday, sweet potato. I hope you just feel as magical as you already are. And I also wanted to put something out there real quick, Constance, that you said, because we were talking about your children and all of the things that they're doing, right? You know, pretty much moving back in the house, because you ain't gonna get a beautiful house like that and not have some people up in it. And 9 times out of 10, it's going to be your children. Amen. And so I wanted to talk about homes and the fact that you brought up Detroit. I'm sorry, I'm going all over the place, but they have a land bank out there. And real quick, didn't you teach something in one of your classes about land banks? What class was that?
In the Grow Your Money Club?
Is that what it was?
Yes.
So a lot of people have joined the Grow Your Money Club. So listen, y'all, if you haven't joined the Grow Your Money Club, I want to put it out there that the land bank is something that can 100% add value to your pockets. Every state or every city/state that has a land bank, they're all different, right? And so working with someone like Constance, she can put you in touch with amazing people who can help you grow your money and not blow your money. Because if you blow your money, ain't a damn thing funny. Am I doing that right, Constance?
Yeah. Have you joined the Grow Your Money Club yet? If not, why not? The Grow Your Money Club is a comprehensive program designed to take you through the complete wealth building journey. We don't just offer random courses, we guide you along a clear path, starting with fixing your credit and becoming a certified credit expert, to building your business, increasing your cash flow, diversifying your portfolio, and ultimately letting your money work for you. With over 30 trainings designed to increase your net worth, you get to either purchase the trainings individually or go through the 12-month roadmap. Here are just a few of the courses. From campus to cash flows, this is teaching your children to become real estate investors. The wealth map training shows you how to eliminate your debt, increase your credit, and diversify your revenue. You can learn to write your book using ChatGPT, learn how to build your online community. What about 8 ways to make money using AI? Oh, and here's 7 online revenue streams to fund your $1 million dream. How about learning how to purchase tax deeds or land banks? What about getting started in government contracting? If you're a rookie, the Real Estate for Rookies training has everything you need. The Business Blueprint training will help you build your business foundation, get business credit, get business funding, and learn how to pay yourself so that you can scale your business to the next level. Or perhaps you want to create jaw-dropping video content using CapCut, Midjourney, and ChatGPT. There are so many trainings and master classes within the Grow Your Money Club, and I also drop 1 new training per month. You do not want to miss out on this opportunity to invest in yourself, because guess what? You are your biggest commodity. You are your biggest investment. Join the Grow Your Money Club today.
Is that what you were referring to, April?
That is actually one of the things that I'm referring to. There's so many things that you're doing. You just talked about it in the last video that you did, how many people you have pretty much helped, right? And there's so many people that need homes. There's so many people that need and then need extra money. And I'll put it out there. So we also have something called the Net 7. I don't know if people have ever heard about Net 7, but for those of you who Net 7 is magical, right? There are so many ladies that need it. Not only are there ladies who need it, but there are men who have ladies in their lives who they need to push to greatness, right? So this is not just for women only. It's just women are going to be a part of it. But there are men out there who want to see their women advance. And I would say definitely join. Now, Constance,
Both you guys are in Net 7.
Huh?
You and Jahari.
Because we're awesome humans. That's how it works.
I love it. I love the way we interact with each other and are able to brainstorm, able to, say what we want to do. And then there are women that are there in place to help implement that. It's such a beautiful thing.
It's nonstop motivation. It's nonstop motivation, especially when we break out into sessions with, break out into individual groups. It lets you know that where you are, everybody meets you where you are, right? And you can continue to grow. Also, Constance, I wanted to put out there real quick. Did you notice all the hearts? Did you notice?
What are the hearts about?
Remember, I was asking them, all the people who knew about this being the
Oh,
new year.
yeah. What is that about? What's this thing that you're talking about?
Well,
You know,
just go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, just the fact that when the calendar changed, they also changed when the year started. So before we had 13 months, now we have 12 months. That's one of the reasons, in my opinion, that so many people are just off in general. You know, if you think about it, we have 13 ladies. I'm sorry, gentlemen, if you hear this, cover your ears. But women have 13 periods a year. They don't have 12. They have 13, right? If you take 365 and you divide it by 28, that's going to give you 13 months. That's 13 months. And the year starts in April. If you notice, the horoscope starts in Aries, which is April. This is the new year. This is when everything blossoms. This is when everybody starts feeling different. This is when spring cleaning happens. This is when magical or magic just is all throughout the air. You can feel it, you can experience it, doesn't matter where you are in the world. This is the best time to be alive.
I agree.
So, everybody knows instead of looking at it as April Fool's Day, what was told to us back in April 1st, the reason that they changed it to April Fool's Day is because they changed the calendar and they wanted people to be looked at as being fools if they didn't abide by the calendar change.
I did not know. You're such a freaking conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, well, but it's also fact. So you can actually look that up, which is all
okay, so I want to talk about some conspiracy now. Speaking of which, because April is the conspiracy theorist pro. All right, so listen. April has sent me, so y'all know D'Angelo, right? Y'all know D'Angelo? So
who is that?
D'Angelo the singer. How does it feel?
My baby daddy.
Not maybe back in the day.
Angie Stone's baby daddy.
Right.
So you know, Angie Stone passed away. And so April sends me this thing, says, look, now he's headlining the Roots picnic.
Ooh,
So
I love the Roots.
She thinks there's some correlation.
Wait, but didn't we watch a video before that showed that he had something to do? That she even said that Angie Stone actually said that D'Angelo was doing some sneaky shit with Mary J. Blige. You don't remember that?
No, what happened?
I just found out that she was like 30 and he was 19 when they started. I might,
conspiracy in itself, child. That is a conspiracy in itself. Like she was 100 and he was like 12. That's nasty.
Like really. And then there was something about she said they were going to do a show back then, and they said that they didn't want her going with him, so they sent it wasn't Tyra Banks, was it? Mary J.
Yes. It was. They instead of her being his date. Yes, I do remember that. Sorry. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, I never knew any of this. I especially did not know that she was 10 years or so older than him when they.
More than 10, right?
Yeah, she's so what is it you're saying? Because I sent it to you guys. I did see on his fan page, the president of his fan page said that they were in disagreement with D'Angelo as of today, and they were shutting that page down today.
Now, why do you think that is at a time that he is about to be on top of his game? Like, if you're going to be headlining the Roots
picnic, how do you think he's going to be on top of his game?
Okay, well, I'm just throwing this out there. In the last 20 years, let's go with 20. He has not headlined anything.
Is he headlining?
Isn't
he? I don't know.
Isn't he?
All I know is that he does have children that he needs to take care of, so he might need that check. The mama is gone, right?
The son is big and grown.
I'll say this: he's one of the top. He's on the top, right? He's on the top. His name is in the big letters, not the small letters. Okay.
Let me tell you, I enjoyed the Roots Festival. One of the ladies from the Net 7 Collective actually catered the celebrities for the Roots.
Who's that?
Victoria's Kitchen. Shout out to Victoria's Kitchen in Philly.
Hey, Victoria.
She actually catered backstage for the Roots Festival. So that was pretty cool. And so shout out to our sisters who's out there doing it. I went to the Roots Festival, 2 years ago? Mm-hmm. And it was so, it was a gajillion people there. It was just, first of all, it's too many humans. It was too many humans. I had VIP tickets, right? Me and my daughter go. It was 2 days. VIP tickets. I booked a hotel for 2 days. Just gonna go down there, and it was so many people, and it just first of all, when you go to Philly, you always know that all the men in Philly look pretty. You can always tell a man from Philly. Why?
Weird.
Yes, everybody in Philly has a beard. Everybody in Philly has a beard.
In Philly.
Oh yeah, they all have beards.
They are beautiful men, though. You can't take that away. There are some beautiful, magical looking men.
Yes, and I paid about $1,000 for each of these tickets, so I ended up paying about $2,000 for these tickets at the time. And I'm in the VIP, and let me tell you, these bitches in the VIP, they have, first of all, it was a gajillion people in general admission, and it was a zillion people in VIP. So they oversold VIP, and so I'm in VIP. Where the hell am I gonna sit? Right, I paid $2,000 to be up in here. It was bitches laying on the couch talking about they was laying down on the couch talking about they saving spaces for their friends. Like everybody else didn't pay to be up in the goddamn VIP.
Did you sit on her?
No, I was like, because I don't like Philly, and I don't ever want to go back to Philly ever in life, ever. I just don't like. I don't like Philly. I've only been there twice, and I didn't like it either time. Philly reminded me of Baltimore.
And you don't like Baltimore?
No, not really. I like to eat there. But I don't really like.
It's messed up. Listen, honey, because I'm pretty sure you have some followers out in the Philly and out in the Baltimore. Let me put it out there.
I love them. We have three women that are in that 7 in Philly, and then we have several women in that 7 in Baltimore. I love these ladies. I do. I just don't like your city.
Whose city?
They city, Baltimore, Philly. I don't care for them.
She doesn't like Stockton either. I don't take that.
Understandable though.
I put them in the top 3 cities that I don't like. I don't like Stockton. I don't like Philly, and I don't like Baltimore. And they're just raggedy cities. What does that mean to say? They're just raggedy. Stockton included.
All right, everybody, start coming for Constance. All the Baltimoreans, bring it on. Bring it on. You know what to do.
Yeah. They're from Baltimore. That's the thing going around. You know what I'm saying?
Baltimore. Mm-hmm. And they say people from Baltimore say pew, bew, mew. What does the cow say? Mew. What the hell?
I cannot. Go sit down. All the way down.
I need you to stop.
James Higgs, that's like he already started coming for me. Hi, sweet potato. I hope your day is magical. Yes, I work for Constance. I do.
I hired her to be my friend.
Yes, and she pays me very, very well. Constance, can I get some money for this? For being
April Fool's Day. Those are Democratic cities. Is that why they toe up Brian Stanklin?
Oh,
Brian, you still on Donald Trump and Elon Musk's nuts?
Oh,
don't be mean.
Good morning. Hello.
That's the only issue that I have with like the way the world is going on this day is that nobody, first of all, like Brian, I'm pretty sure, and I could be wrong, but I'm not, that when you come for everybody on here, you're coming from a place of just disrespect and meanness, right? It angers me to my core that so many people use oh my gosh, like being a Democrat or being Republican as, why did y'all switch?
It took me off the feed. It just straight canceled me out.
Oh, being a Democrat or a Republican, like that defines you, and then everybody has to argue about it. There's so many
you see what Brian Stanklin said to me?
You must have seen my face because what?
I'm not gonna put it up there though, Brian. I have control of the 1s and the 2s. So
are you? Are you offended? That offends you?
I am offended. I'm offended.
Honey, I welcome all of it. I totally welcome all of it.
I mean, it's rated R.
I think is that what it is? Because you've been cursing this whole time, but whatever. As far as I'm concerned,
beyond cursing.
As far as I'm concerned, like everybody is all in this feeling when it comes to who you voted for. Brian, if you voted for that guy,
He did.
You just, and I'm sure you did. I hope you enjoy your life and everybody else. But like, what we're not going to do is come for each other. Just you're allowed. You're entitled to your opinion. Have your opinion, but start doing it in more of a positive way. You know what I'm saying? You can have your opinion, but you don't have to be rude about it. And
is this why you guys don't like Stockton and Baltimore and Philly? Are there Bloods and Crips in Philly?
No, it's not Bloods and Crips. They're talking about the political parties.
Oh, because I was like, wait, what are we talking about? You know, I'm real gangster over here. I am from Stockton. There are Bloods and Crips here.
Do you Crip walk?
Absolutely not.
I do. She blood walks.
Absolutely not.
Is that a thing called blood walking?
I don't know.
Also, I was told, for all of you DMV people, or really all of you East Coasters, there's this thing. This is hilarious to me.
Cousin Dro, yes.
Out in the West, they call people marks. It's a thing.
Why did Dro ask me? She was like, do they really call each other buster ass marks?
No, mark ass
busters. Both. It's interchangeable.
Really, buster ass mark? I would love. Is that not the most hilarious thing you all have ever heard? Mark ass buster. Listen, I thought that was like a joke. I thought that, but if somebody in the DMV was like, yo, mark ass buster, we'd be like,
listen,
Mark.
But if you call somebody
he know what's up. He know what a mark is.
Dro knows what it is. It's a mark. Yes.
That is hilarious.
And so my friend Mark, one of my best friends, he's a drummer. He used to be in my band, and he don't like people. His name is Mark, but he's like, don't call me Mork because it's a whole different meaning. Don't call me Mork. You gotta call him Mark, not Mork.
I would call him Mork. Because
buster ass Mork or Mork ass buster.
Yeah, and it's funny because I live down in the South, and they have people down here named, wait for it, Buster.
They have people in the South named Buster?
Yeah, I know a person in Stockton named Buster.
Yeah, and that's here in Stockton. I'm so glad to be out of there.
Anyway, hater. I was hating like Drake on DeMar, but
you hating like
something. Brian Stanklin?
Don't call him that. The man's name is Shanklin.
Stanklin.
Wait, do you be shanking people?
In the comments verbally, because he sure did say some things, honey. I'd be like every day. Whoa.
Listen, y'all. What are we talking about?
I never want to get a little bit of that because honestly, I'm just having fun right now. I didn't
even prepare for today. You know, I'm normally prepared always, y'all. Today has just been one of those days. It's just been a hectic day. So, you know, we're just me and my girls, we just chopping it up. And thank you guys for, you know, obliging me to come on here and just shoot the breeze with the people and just have dialogue and conversation.
Well, I have a question though. Cory Booker, like what was the whole thing about him doing the filibuster? I think he did a total of 25 hours. Anyone up on that?
Well, here's what I do know, and I saw a little bit of it, but I don't know if you know the person who did the longest filibuster was Strom Thurmond. Strom Thurmond was a huge segregationist. I did something about him back in February for Black History Month because Strom Thurmond was a staunch segregationist, a racist, a vile racist, and he filibustered because he did not want integration to happen.
Right, but, and so that was in like April of 1968, like when they did the FHA and all of that stuff. And so I'm thinking that's why Cory did what he did.
No, he did it because to bring awareness of what was going on with the Supreme Court. But here's the thing about the filibuster that Strom Thurmond did. While he did not want to integrate with Black people, he was integrating with Black children and had a baby by a Black child who was a 15-year-old maid in his household and had a Black baby and did not publicly claim her, but he did pay for her to go to college. She looked exactly like him. But yeah, he was filibustering because he didn't want to integrate with the Black ass, but he wanted to integrate his penis with Black teenagers. So
well, yeah, that happens. Anyone asks if I'm mixed, I always tell them, you know, the master was in the cabin.
Massa's blood. I never I've gotten asked if I was mixed because you know I'm got Black genes and I'm blacker than Black and all the Black. However, There it was some of that going on too. In fact, yesterday, did y'all on so my daughter and my son, because my son took the ancestry. Has anybody taken the ancestry.com test? Oh, April would never.
Never.
She doesn't want nobody have her DNA, but I've taken ancestry. My mom, my dad, my grandmother, my ex, my mother-in-law that passed, and my grandmother, right? And my son took it too. So on the ancestry.com, you could actually see where certain traits came from, right? And so my kids called me. They was like, "Mom, my oldest two." They was like, "Mom, we looking on ancestry.com and we see all the ambitious genes came from you and all the lazy genes came because they talk about anything." So on Ancestry, they even break it down to like they could tell your traits by your maternal or your paternal side, which was interesting. It was very.
I'm gonna tell you what my mom told me. My mom told me that Ancestry.com was a lie.
Why? Because y'all really Indian, and come find out y'all ain't.
She was saying that it's just not true, and there was a bunch of stuff that were coming out, but it is linking me with family that is actually family. So I don't know, but Black folks really be like, that stuff's not real. What do you?
No, it's well. There's no way. What's the gentleman's name? Something Gates. Oh my God, Lou.
Bill.
No.
William.
No. Y'all tell me in the chat. Something Gates. Lou something Gates.
Oh, Skip Gates.
No.
Are you talking about the one who does the
Henry Louis Gates?
Yeah.
Wow.
Skip Gates.
So he actually did a speech about it, and thank you. He was actually talking about how the gentleman that created the test that tells you what tribe you're from down to the Africa is bullshit.
Yeah, it is. No, it is. Now, that part is.
That question, and he actually explained that in order for you to find out or to really go back to find out your DNA the way that they're talking about, you would have to dig up like people to find this information out, which is one of the reasons. Well, and I'm sure I'm sure that you've done all of, like, you've gone to school for biology. I'm sure that you've done.
I've done my genealogy. I've been able to trace my ancestry back.
On the side of the box, it clearly states for entertainment purposes only, and that is taking your DNA. Listen, you can go as far as you want to go, but there's a lot of information that is constantly being put out in this world to keep us as dumb as we can possibly be, or keep us as ignorant as we can possibly be, or keep us.
I will tell you this. Let me tell you this.
Believing that we are less than.
And I tell you this.
Constantly.
Less than being from Africa, because y'all Negroes don't want to be from Africa, but whatever. I digress.
It's not about not wanting to be from Africa. We're not African.
But let me tell you this. What I will say is I have an uncle, y'all. Did you ever hear this? I know April knows. But I have an uncle that's been dead for 25 years. And
a lot of us have. Yeah.
Yes. And guess what? They found out that he was a serial killer a few years ago through Ancestry. Somebody took an Ancestry DNA and it matched this database that was on this Filipino cousins, these Filipino cousins. They were teenage cousins that had gotten murdered back in the 80s. Turns out, my uncle.
How were they able to run his DNA across? See.
No. Let me tell you why. Because his DNA, the DNA of the perpetrator, because he raped her as well. So the DNA of the perpetrator they had collected it, and when whoever went to Ancestry DNA and took the DNA, they matched it because they match it against a criminal database as well. That's how they're able to find a lot of criminals. Well, they found out that my uncle.
Are they supposed to be doing that?
Yes.
Matching when you go to Ancestry.com, matching it against the criminal. I think that's illegal.
No, it's not illegal. They said you could do that. So that's one thing.
Do people know that? Because I know people will be like,
not even that, though. If you think about it, I'm not even talking about people that have been alive for the last, who have been alive in the last 50 years. I'm not talking about that. We're talking about where we came from 400 years ago, 300 years ago. And there's no way for you to get that information unless you can physically, like, dig up bodies. Yo, Brian is on.
She is on today. Goodness.
Oh, honey, listen. Okay, so I'm gonna ask. I need to ask a question, and I want you to be honest with me. Have you had sex lately? It's just a question, because usually when you don't have any,
He said, "Oh, this is what he said. I wasn't looking. I'm sorry. I was multitasking."
Yeah,
You said, "What? That's why you so aggressive." Well, so here's the thing, Brian. He is not a blood uncle. He's actually my dad's stepbrother. But so we don't have.
My question still remains: if you haven't gotten any in a while, sometimes it's because, sometimes that might be why you're a little upset and angry.
Possibly.
So
the other thing, so let me tell you about the other thing about the ancestry though. So when you're talking about how it doesn't match, because when it goes back to what they do is they collect DNA data from the tribes in Africa, from the different areas, different regions in Africa. I also have the ancestry, the African ancestry DNA that my good friend Gina Page, I know her personally, she's a CEO of African ancestry DNA. And so my ancestry goes back to 2 countries, Sierra Leone and another one, and they can go all the way back to the tribe. So what happens is they have more samples of African ancestry or African DNA where they can really specify down to the tribe because they've done all the collection of data. Ancestry DNA doesn't have as much, so they just kind of assume based upon a number of things, the region. You can get an idea of, because it actually changes over time too, because as they collect more samples in ancestry DNA, your results change a little bit. So I've had the ancestry DNA for maybe 10 years, and it's changed over the amount of European or whatever has changed. So
that's true. Same for mine.
Changed?
Huh?
So what? I just want to understand this. So every time you've taken it, it's changed?
No, not every time I've taken it, but as they update the database and they have more, and they have more samples, it's changed a little bit, not much, but like your percentages may change by 1% or whatever as they're able to collect more data.
Yeah, it gets more in depth. Yeah, that happens to me as well, but my mom's still
James.
saying,
No, James. But I will say this. So there was a white lady in there because I've connected my uncle with his son. I've been connecting people, right? So this white lady had kept saying, I want to know how we're related. I want to know, like she kept bothering me. And I'm not related to you, lady. And she was like, I just trying to figure out. I said, your great-great-great-grandfather probably raped my great-great-great-grandmother. That's how we're related. And she did not respond back. She didn't respond back. Girl, we not related. We ain't related like that. It wasn't love, okay? But I will say this. I was able to trace my ancestry all the way back to the 1700s and the revolution, right before the Revolutionary War. There was a gentleman named David Jones, and he was white, and he had some slaves, and he had a slave named Charity that he had a bunch of kids with. So when he died, he emancipated her, and he gave her, he bequeathed her his land and everything. And so they ended up intermarrying other, because they were free people of color from that line, that one line that I have. I don't know if there's any more, but they intermarried other free people of color for about 100 years until the emancipation. And then they moved over to Arkansas, which is where my parents and them are from. But there was that. So, that's probably the only white blood I have in me, huh?
Too Real for TV said what now? What did they say?
Went to South Pacific, let's see, a few years ago. That comment?
Boats.
Well, no, I want Constance to answer that question.
Boats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Africans been traveling out here for thousands of years. You do realize that the continent was all together and it was called Pangea, right?
Oh no, I'm aware of that part.
So when people, I think what happens is a lot of people they don't want to be from Africa. They want to be Native American. They don't want to be associated with slavery and oppression and all that shit.
I'm gonna put my business out there, and I never really talk about this out loud. I don't want to be affiliated, and so let's just say
my ancestors were slaves.
Let's just say that my family were slaves. Let's just say that.
Wow.
As far as I'm concerned, the more I remind myself that that's true, if that's the case, which I'm not going to believe that, but let's just say the main reason that I don't even want to.
So there was no slavery 100 years ago?
We already had that conversation. I'm definitely not saying that.
So slavery didn't really exist.
There's slavery going on on the wonderful continent that you love so much. There's slavery going on to this day right now. There's slavery going on.
Not like what it was.
There's slavery going on. How do you know?
How do you know?
I don't.
And
you don't know.
There's never been any slavery as brutal as slavery has been on this continent.
Well, let's go back to my original. I'm going to go back to what I was saying initially. What I would like to stop putting in my mind is that slavery, that
you came from greatness because the slaves your ancestors that came over here from Africa, they were strong enough to withstand the Middle Passage. You came from greatness.
Right.
So why don't you want to claim that history?
Because you know what? I think that one of the things that it does, because let's just say in general, the more that I tell myself that I ain't shit is true. And the more that I tell myself
slaves were shit. So you're saying that the slaves weren't shit? Because they were enslaved?
And the more that I tell myself that I am the shit, it's also true. So if I remind myself of constant oppression, I'm going to hold on to that. I'm going to live and breathe it. And I think that that's one area that we as a people do struggle with, is constantly reminding ourselves that we are suffering, we are oppressed people, we are less than, and that's bullshit.
Can I ask you a question?
We were those things and we fought our way out of that, and
that's my point.
And we grew.
We can say that we were those things, but the problem is that we don't say that. We still are. But at this point, because I cannot finish a thought, I'm going to stop. What's your question, Constance?
No, I mean, you talk about slaves ain't shit.
You're yielding your time.
I didn't say that slaves ain't shit. And if you would have listened to the words that were coming out of my face, I said, if you tell yourself that you ain't shit, then that's true.
I mean, if your ancestors were slaves, I mean, they wasn't shit. Is that what you're saying?
And so if that's the direction that you want, if that's how you
feel, I'm asking you a question.
Family, if that's how you feel,
don't get upset.
No, I'm
asking you.
It's kind of dangerous. Honestly, I think it's kind of dangerous because we need to know the history.
I didn't say
she trying to be like Trump them. She trying to be like Trump them and erase our history.
Stop. But we need to know because in times like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to act like it didn't happen, and then that's how you go back to those things. And so I do think that it's very important that we understand who we are and how we have overcome. I honestly, like, we need to know there are things that are in place to keep us oppressed, right? Because we weren't able to own property. It was illegal. Like these things, they just
but they wasn't shit either. They was oppressed because they wasn't shit.
What if is my question, and I want you to have an open mind. What if all of the shit that you have been taught your whole life? Because I did some research.
And come on, finish the question. I hear you.
And I did some research in asking a lot of elderly people, my grandparents, my some of my clients who are a lot older. What did you learn when it came to your Black history? Did you learn
over DNA? Because they were smarter than science.
Proceed, April. What was the question?
No. I'm finished. My apologies. You were saying?
What did I learn in?
No. Nothing.
No, I mean, your great grandparents who had no education, they're smarter than the DNA. So
you're right.
Smarter than the science.
DNA is smarter.
But I will say this, because I'm lightweight offended that you would say that Black people who were oppressed ain't shit. Okay, somebody.
Let her finish. I'm gonna need you. I'm full of shit right now.
I
never said that. Take a laxative. You need to take a laxative. You are full of shit.
I'm yielding my time. Go ahead.
No. I am done with my time. My time is over. I am done.
No, but we all would like to hear
April, complete your thought.
Unfortunately, Constance will not allow that to happen.
No. Okay, I'm gonna mute myself. I'm gonna mute.
No.
Nope.
I told you.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why she ain't gonna say it, because she knows it's stupid. That's why she's not gonna finish her thought.
You're right.
She knows it's stupid.
Well,
well, let me say,
I do agree and understand about what if everything you've ever been taught wasn't an untruth. Mm-hmm. I think that being raised Black Christian in the United States and being taught certain things, I now in my upper 40s, I give a little pushback, right? Because we are taught as a Black woman not to rest, not to follow our dreams. Just, we are Mother Earth, right? We are to be taking care of everything and work that 9 to 5, that hustle, that job, all that stuff. I've been pushing back for the last couple of years. So I am unlearning some things, right? Mm-hmm. So I hear what you're saying. I am unlearning some things and learning more about my ancestors and all of that too, because I do think that, we were onto some things that they didn't want us to be onto. Make sense? Like they didn't want us to be hip to about who we are and why we were oppressed. So maybe not exactly the same, but, if you can oppress the king, if you can, keep them down, if you can keep
they were Indians. Well,
what, Constance? James says, no, April, our ancestors were enslaved.
And good for your beautiful ancestors. Like I'm glad.
Her ancestors were Indian. So she has Indian in her family. I don't. But I will say this. Let me say this. I will say this. Because when you say that Black people ain't shit because they were oppressed.
I never said that. Again, you anal dwelling butt monkey. Okay? So I need you, if you're going to quote properly, but please continue with your stupid ignorant thought.
That's what I heard.
Dwelling.
Well, that's what I heard. So
I'm sure that's what you heard.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That
I'm saying whatever you believe is what you believe. And if you believe your family ain't shit, then your family ain't shit.
Because our family didn't come from oppression.
And
so
I can't complete a thought, ladies and gentlemen. So all of you,
I didn't realize you were trying to complete a thought. Go ahead.
No, and that was my fault for starting to say something. So I will say what I didn't say if you put the wrong words in my mouth. So go ahead, continue what you were saying, Constance.
No, I need DJ 2K says, please, Constance, stop upsetting her. She's upset right now. Upset, everybody. I just wanted to say, because
I'm not upset. I'm not. Let me make this very clear. This is me, y'all. I wish y'all could be in the conversations that Constance and I have. And Lord, I listen.
Yes, Gibraltar. Yes. Yes, Gibraltar.
No.
Yes.
One of the things that I will say, I'm just going to bring up this point. I also worked with a lot of people who are from different countries in Africa, and a lot of
they look nothing like April.
Constance, I'm gonna mute you.
And a lot of the people who are from there will tell me the things that we have learned, they did not learn. And a lot of what they have learned is about how there have been people who look like us who are here. So, or who were here before. So I definitely understand where you're coming from, and I definitely understand what we learned. And we always talk about the school systems and everything that we have learned from school is bullshit. But yet that one little thing we want to hold on to, and it just bothers me because I'm like, I don't want to hold on to that negative. I don't want to hold on to that negativity if I don't know it 100% to be true. Until I know everything about it, then I'll be good. As far as I'm concerned, I know Africans who say that wasn't true. I know Americans who say it wasn't true. I also follow a wonderful gentleman by the name of Dane Calloway. So So I will actually ask for you all to go ahead and follow Dane Calloway. Go look at some of his older stuff, because like right now he's really into politics and things of that nature and how it does affect the Black community. So follow his current information, but watch his older videos so you can kind of get an understanding of some of the things he talks about. I learned about like ocean gyres. I didn't learn that from him. I learned that before following him, and how, as it relates to like ocean gyres, how it was hard for people, how it was hard for the ships to get from Africa to here. I mean, you can.
I can't
sorry
even.
that our ancestors don't have the same traditions because there's a 400-year removal. You said we do things different than Africans or something like that. We have a 400-year. We learn different. Yeah, we haven't been there 400
what
years.
I'm understanding from you is that you can't. You hear what you want to hear. So
No.
it's like what I have said. You're.
What I heard.
Of course, it's like if I said the sky was blue, you're like, wait, I heard the sky was orange.
No,
I mean,
you said that we had differences from Africa because we haven't been there in 400 years. But
right, but the people who have been there, don't you think that they would have learned
this? Riddle me this. No. What I've been trying to say though is because you talked about the oppressive nature of African Americans, the Africans in America, and I will say this. So, my parents grew up extremely poor in Arkansas. And I know that you guys were affluent. I know that you grew up in a very affluent, your parentage was affluent, but my dad was really, really poor. And the house that his mom had up until a few years ago, until my dad built her a new house, it was like a slave cabin, literally. And my dad did not go to school until he's 8 years old because he just didn't have any clothes. They were in a poor town, but my dad's family was the poorest of the poor, who came from, just extreme poverty like that you kind of see in Africa, right? And of course, it's because of the systems and all that stuff. However, they weren't. My dad is just 2 generations from slavery, from being enslaved. His grandmother's parent was enslaved. They know that. So that's a fact. When I talked before my grandmother died, and she was 99 years old in 2016, I asked her history.
Mm-hmm.
Her father was born right before the Emancipation Proclamation. So he was born into slavery. So, it happened to my people, at least. So probably you were those people who may not have been enslaved, but and I guess all the lines, because you have several lines in your family, right? So you have at least like 16 lines of your family. So all of them were free people. That is very interesting to me, because I have one line that I know that were free people of color, but all the rest of my lines in my family were enslaved.
I have a similar background with my mom's family, for sure, and slavery, and so I can relate to that. But there were free Black people learning that too, more in the Louisiana area.
Oh, so, that's where April's from. That's why. It explains everything. They weren't slaves.
Not all.
April is mad at me.
Oh, no, I'm not mad.
I mean,
Don't do that. Don't put that out there, because the people over here, they'd be like, April's mad. No, she's not. April's being April, child. Look, I'm over here filing my nail.
I need them to know that April is not really a coon, Chris, because she's not even Black.
No. I haven't checked out. I'm listening.
She's not even African. She's not a coontress today, you guys, because she's not even African.
No.
She's Indian.
Don't you take that away from me, honey. I definitely am a coontress. Right. Wait.
So what you're saying is she is pro Trump laws because she's not Black.
That's what I said about April.
Or not? I'm asking.
No, that's what she heard.
Well, because she's a coontress. She's not. Her family were not slaves. So.
And they want to destroy history. They don't want to tell you your real history. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
So in summary.
Look at Jahari.
In conclusion.
Look at Jahari. You know what I love? Let me tell you. You know what I love about this, though, is because we can't have these conversations. These ladies are in Net 7. These are my Net 7 sisters. April is a Net 7 cohort. If you don't know what that is, a cohort.
You have to. If you don't know what that is, you need to join that survey.
And it's so cool because we can clown and laugh, and it's so because sometimes April will say some shit in Net 7, and let me tell you something.
It is so funny.
She's like, "Oh my God," she'll say something about me, right? And
I gotta put that one out there. Hold on,
don't play about me.
It's funny. It is. There was one time I don't even remember what I said, but I was being funny. And I said, "Oh, Constance don't ever do shit," or something like that. And all you can hear, like everybody starts talking all at the same time. And one person said, "Don't say that about Constance." And I was like,
"Okay, play about me.
Don't you dare say nothing bad about Miss Jenkins." That shit was so damn funny. I laughed.
She was like, she thinks I'm serious. This is my good girlfriend. These are my girlfriends, and they're also part of this great community that we have of just sisters that are just killing it in life. And so we can have these conversations and these dialogues. And I promise to Jesus Christ on the cross that there's nothing that goes beyond the moment that we are actually mad at each other. I think she's batshit crazy.
100%.
And she thinks I'm wrong. And
also batshit crazy. Please don't take that away from me, Constance. You are loony as a tune. But I love you. I love you.
And we're conversations that need to be had. So
I think so. I think she's nuts. I think she's nucking futs, but she's my sister, just like these other sisters.
3 or 4 years. I've been praying for a business coach. I knew that a coach, I read many times that all the most successful people have a coach. Coaches have coaches.
I've learned how to purchase land. I've learned how to do overages in real estate. And I even learned some different things with credit, that I've gotten my credit cleaned up with my bankruptcy, that I'm almost in my home stretch. Doing everything right now and applying it.
I finished 2 ebooks. If I could do it, anybody can do it. And started a nonprofit.
Gotten more out of this than I ever anticipated.
Constance has done an amazing job at placing systems to allow us to understand how to prosper in our businesses.
I'm telling you, I would move heaven and earth not to miss one of these sessions.
I love Net 7. We actually, we got Net 7 tonight.
Yes, we do.
So we do. So we've made Net 7 a continuum. So we're always inviting women, Black women from all over the country, because we have some of everybody in our cohort. We have entertainers and real estate. These 2 are real estate agents. We have entertainers, doctors, lawyers, PhDs, scientists, a whole bunch of IT people. We have all kind of ladies that are in this group from all over the country. The cool thing is that they're all professional women, but they all are, they all pour into each other. So that's the great thing. So if you are a Black woman, or you know a Black woman that will be interested in being this vibe, you probably don't now, because you're like, they crazy. We not really that crazy.
Actually, no, this would make you want. I think that this would be a reason for people to want to join Net 7, because they understand that their voice. I'm sorry, y'all, but as you all can clearly tell, your voice can never be heard over Constance's. You actually can have a voice, and you can actually grow in so many ways. It's a level of experience. There's so many people who come in saying, I have absolutely no idea what I want to do with the rest of my life. They say things like, I never had any direction. I've always hated the 9-to-5 job that I have, or I'm working this 9-to-5 just so I can get started on my business, but they don't know what business they want. This is an opportunity for people to experience greatness and to change their own mindsets, change their lives, and level the frick up. So join 100%.
You know, the cool thing, so we do what's called a study hall on Mondays, where we actually in action, where we're doing the work, and April facilitates that. And April had me in my field. April be doing our priming exercises, and so April, and then oh, you weren't there on Monday, Johari. Oh, April had us all the way together. So I was just like, I was getting us off track. I was going down a rabbit hole. She was just getting us back together, as she does. So I loved it. I loved it. April is really man, I've seen transformation.
I need to put it on 1.5.
So I'm gonna tell you this, and we're gonna go. So April was trying to tell me one of her ideas the other day on the phone. she was so excited, but she was talking so slow. And she was just like, just listen. And I said, can you please do it on 1.5 speed, please? She was, were you mad at me?
My ass slowed all the way down. So then.
Please do it on 1.5. You're taking forever.
Constance has no patience.
I love it. It was the funniest thing ever.
1.5 speed, please, April. Please.
But I will say this: it's a great idea. So I'm putting it out there now. Anybody who is new to real estate, right? If you're new to real estate, I need you all to go to my website. I want you to go to aprilfosterproperties.com. I want you to send me a message because I'll be putting a group of people together to help you all advance in your real estate career. So if you've never done real estate, you just got your license and you want somebody to coach you and develop you, I need you all to let me know that you're interested, and I will definitely get you to the point where you need to be and winning amazing awards such as these.
Bloop. You see that?
You used to be award-winning real estate.
To be an award-winning real estate agent. Thank you. That was good, April.
Is it aprilfosterproperties.com?
aprilfosterproperties.com. That's aprilfosterproperties.com.
What are you up to? What are you doing business at, Jahari?
In Stockton, I am selling properties. I will be becoming a mortgage loan originator as well in the Cali area. So, doing a little bit of good mornings and motivational, inspirational speaking, all of those things, and also always basketball, right? I love my sports. So, talking about those things, I don't know if you guys like sports out there, but I would love to get in conversation with you about that.
I don't know if you guys could tell, these are some tall broads. Like, I'm the shortest one in the crew, but these I'm not fun size. I'm the average height of a woman. I'm average woman height. You guys are Amazon women. But speaking of the speaking, and she's doing motivational speaking, I'm actually teaching. That's the next thing I'm doing. I'm actually teaching people how to do some motivational speaking, but not only speaking, but speaking to articulate the value of your business. A lot of people don't know how to do that. Struggling to grow your business? The problem isn't your product, it's your message. If you're not attracting clients, closing deals, or standing out in your industry, it's because your message is not clear and you're not showing up where your ideal clients are. That's why I created Monetize Your Message. It's a 6-week training where I teach you how to clarify your message so it speaks directly to your ideal audience, master a 30-second pitch that grabs attention, develop a 3-minute story that builds trust and converts. When you master your message, you don't just get paid to speak, you attract clients, you build partnerships, and you create opportunities that grow your business. You're going to learn how to stand out on panels and showcase your expertise, launch a podcast that positions you as the go-to authority. You're going to learn how to build an ecosystem that turns conversations into clients and income. By the end of this training, you'll not only know how to speak with confidence, you'll know how to use your message to build a thriving, profitable business. So if you're ready to attract high-paying clients, grow your business, and build a platform that pays, join me for Monetize Your Message.
I love that. Yes. Monetizing your message. Monetize your message. There's so many people who have a message and don't know how to get it out. That is going to be a magical experience.
I'm looking forward to it. You going to join me?
Should I? I mean, am I really good at getting a message out? Clearly, I can't get a message out.
Well, you'll learn how to deal with people like me. So if you want to learn how to deal with people like me, you need the mind. But I think April, really your strongest, where you really get your message out at.
Another man who call it good addiction. And turn me on when they run me like a ninja. Nothing make me want to take a stand on the death man. Every single moment just a heart. I'd rather be with you.
How many of y'all love to hear? Oh, I caught Jahari in the middle jamming. How many of y'all love to hear April? I know y'all love to hear it, huh? Y'all love to hear April?
No.
Yeah, can you teach me